Hey there, mums and dads. Has one of your kids ever come to you and asked to borrow money so they can go on a holiday? In this video, I'm going to share with you a letter I wrote to my kids explaining to them why I will never lend them money to go on a holiday. Hey there, mums and dads. Welcome to day 14 of my 366-day journey to teach my kids everything they need to know about money. In this video, I'm going to share with you a letter that I've written to my daughter, Hannah, after one of her friends helpfully suggested that she should ask her mum and I for some money so that she could go on a holiday. Now, I will say up front that my Hannah is really good with money. She knows what debt is. She knows that it should be avoided, and she would never ask us for money to go on a holiday. But I thought this was a fantastic opportunity to share with all my kids why we should never borrow money to go on a holiday and why I would never lend them money to go on a holiday. So here's the letter. Hi kids, I wanted to share with you today why your mum and I will never lend you money to go on a holiday. Now, I know this seems a little bit out of left field as none of you are even thinking about borrowing money from us to go on a holiday. But there is a reason why I'm sharing this with you now. Over the weekend, Hannah came home and shared with me a discussion that she'd just had with Maria. Now, Hannah had been telling Maria how she would love to do a 2-week mission trip in Egypt and then followed up with a tour to see the pyramids. The problem is the cost of the flights, the mission trip, and the tour of the pyramids was going to cost a lot more than Hannah could afford or wanted to pay right now. So Maria suggested that Hannah should just borrow the money from us, her parents, which explains why this discussion has come up now. Now, Mopsy, I know you never want to borrow money to take a holiday, but there are a couple of things that I wanted to share with you all about this. Firstly, as you get older, you will come across more and more people who see borrowing money as a quick and easy way to get the things they want. It is so important that you learn to tune out to this lure of instant gratification, even when it comes from your friends. Because kids, borrowing money always comes at a cost, even if you're borrowing from your parents. You see, when you borrow money, you are robbing your future self of income. Now, I know I've said this to you before, and I'm going to say it again and again. Let's say Hannah did borrow, say, $4,000 from us to go to Egypt and committed to paying it back over the next 12 months. That would mean half of every dollar Hannah earned for the next 12 months would need to be paid back to Mum and I. This means Hannah would only have half her normal income to cover all her budgeted expenses. She'd only have half her income to try and save money for future holidays or for the car she'd like to buy one day. She'd only have half her income to cover any unexpected expenses, like replacing her bike if it gets stolen or her mobile phone dying, which is very much on the cards in the next 12 months. Everything would become so much harder if Hannah had to commit half her future income to paying Mum and I back. And of all the things we can borrow money for, a holiday is probably the silliest, because holidays would come and go, and long after the enjoyment of the holiday had passed you, you would still have the pain of the monthly repayments. And as you pointed out, Hannah, borrowing money to pay for a holiday would rob you of the enjoyment of the holiday anyway. So kids, please be kind to your future selves and stick to the simple rule: if you can't afford to pay cash, you can't afford the holiday. Love, Dad. So mums and dads, I hope this letter has made sense to you. As with all my letters, I literally do sit down, I read these letters to my kids, and then I have a discussion with my kids around what I've told them. More often than not, they ask a whole heap of fantastic questions, which makes this so much easier to do. So can I please encourage you, use these letters, sit down with your kids, talk to them about it, share with them about it. Borrowing money to go on a holiday, it will rob you of the joy of that holiday. That holiday will not nearly be as much fun knowing you've got to come home and pay it off. And lastly, if you can't afford to pay cash for the holiday, you really can't afford the holiday. A very simple but powerful rule. And to continue following my journey as I teach my kids everything they need to know about money over the next 12 months, please click on the subscribe button, my left, your right, click on that button, and together we can teach our kids everything they need to know about money so they can live their lives, pursue their dreams free of money worries.